All right, guys, so we're gonna do another video on meta ads. And if you're spending over $10,000 a month on meta ads, this will be very useful and pertinent to your ad setups. So if you're spending less than that, then this will still be a good thing to watch, to look out for certain common problems that people are going to be facing when scaling past this level. Most of the problems I'm going to be talking about are going to be around tracking your data. And I'm going to get right into it because all these videos are designed to create quick fixes in your business. And if you're already operating an online brand or store or some kind of tool, then I want to provide as much open value to you and give you the sort of keys to unlocking better data tracking, better optimization across your campaigns, which then will allow you to get to past the 20, 30, 40,000 a month spend and allow you to scale. So if you're still stuck around that 10 to 20,000 spend month range, then this is going to be awesome for you. So you're not alone. A lot of brands get stuck around here. They start to stall out and they start wondering whether they should go hire a bunch of new agencies or creatives, and they really mess up at this step. So what they really need to understand, or what you really need to understand, if you're a small brand owner that's struggling to push past the spend, is that you are not pushing past the spend because you're not confident that $30,000 would get you proportional results to what $10,000 would have gotten you. And that's a very basic concept that if you haven't, asked yourself what I would get for a higher level of spend from what you're doing right now, then it's going to come back to you down the line when you're looking to scale and you're now asking those questions on how much does it cost to acquire customers for me, how much are customers worth to me, and are the customers that I got from Meta actually the customers that came into my business through Meta, or is the Meta AI telling me that I have hundreds of purchases coming from Meta when I really don't have any sales coming from Meta, and all of the people purchasing are coming organically or through Google search or through maybe a viral post you guys put out, depending on what stage your brand is at. So it's important that you don't stall your brand at this stage, and I would call it sort of a gray area where 3 to 4 months in this sort of spend range can flatline your performance. And at this point, your data collection is so off that you're just having to deal with fake signals left and right, giving your ad platform green lights to continue to spend. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Chai. I founded ConversionWin a few years ago with the goal of helping small online brands stop wasted spend and stand up against the large companies that are Google and Meta. So our goal is to claw back as many dollars from Google and Meta and put that back into the operations of your business. And every business out there that has an active and large Google, Meta, TikTok account usually have a lot of ways in which we can scale their spend down, get the exact same results, and then help track their customers in a much more comprehensive way. So we focus on attribution and then enabling founders to scale through that lens. And that's all without absolutely burning through your budget and gambling on ad sets. And that's usually what most founders end up in the position to do. They have funds from their operations, they have sales coming in, and they want to grow their business. And one of the fastest ways they think they can do this is going in, panic buying ads on Meta or Google or any other platform. If you're spending money on ads, you should absolutely be able to track the revenue, the customers, the people coming from those ads, and you should have trend forecasting for the next 6 to 12 months on where your ad spend is going to be looking like, and also the results that you expect from that ad spend. So most founders, they don't know what's broken. They have no average order value clarity. They have no acquisition cost clarity. They are operating off of metrics that are reported from one scope of their business. And this is never okay when it comes to large spend decisions, especially on black box algorithms like Meta and Google. So you want to make sure that your AOV, your acquisition cost, or really your acquisition costs and your AOVs, and you're removing returns, you're removing all of the upsells and secondary products that you're considering your average order value, but really only a few percentage of people convert into those secondary upsells. And then for your acquisition costs, making sure you're actually adding back all of the middle costs that it takes to acquire that customer, and not just looking at you can say a cost per purchase that Facebook is reporting, because that's never going to be accurate. And if you build your business based off of that, it's not going to look good in the next few months. So most people are seeing the same issues right now in 2025. Their acquisition costs are slowly creeping up. Their lifetime value is either flat or down, and they think it's a creative problem, it's a structural problem, or it's creative fatigue. But the real issue comes back to money going to the wrong places. You have constant spend going out, and you had certain results coming in from the platform. Now, as a sensible business owner, you should know that you expect your results to be at least the same as they used to be. And in most cases right now, that's just not what's happening, right? As a sensible business owner, you expect there's a baseline, and you're trying to beat that baseline with increased spend. You want a more efficient spending system, not a less efficient spending system. And what Meta is creating is an environment for people to easily dupe themselves into an inefficient spending system. They have the Meta AI algorithms, they have all these black box tools that are auto optimizations, and not to say some of them can't be useful in the right way, in a controlled way, but most of them are going to end up helping your money go to the wrong place. And if you understand what I'm saying there, it will be a big savior to you across your business when you're implementing AI tools. Every AI tool is going to have a limit to which how efficient they want you to be before credits or some paywall or some way, especially when you're not the one custom creating this AI tool. I'm all for custom creating solutions around your ad platform, your own scripts, your own automations, and that's the way. That's the way we do it for our clients. That's the way we do it for any accounts we work with. The only problem with Facebook AI is they have no incentive to bring you to a point of absolutely reduced spend. They have no incentive to give you the same results for a tenth of the cost, even though they could do that with the flip of a switch. So if you understand that Facebook could flip a switch, send you the right customers, absolutely drive tons of sales to your store or your product or whatever it is, and they will never do that because you'll basically spend 10% of the amount you used to spend. So very simple concept. I've been going on for it on this channel and in this video a lot, but I just want you to keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind. So without data, you're just boosting losses. You're literally amplifying the amount of money that's inefficiently going out of your account. And a lot of you guys are doing a lot to set up these ads and be creative around them. And all that effort is just going to be wasted if you don't have clarity around your data. So I call this the fundamentals, the building blocks of any setup. But yeah, you can't go without this. Another quick thing I want to talk about, another way that people let money out the door inefficiently is they don't add exclusions on retargeting. And what happens then? You start spending retargeting money to pay for your own customers. So people who have already bought the product probably won't buy again unless it's an upsell or something else. And there's going to be whole other campaigns that you do that are going to be set up to just target people who've already purchased your product. But in that case, they should be going through a completely different, set of ads, offers, and whatnot. But I'm talking about not excluding groups of customers in campaigns meant for non-converted cold customers. So that's something to keep in mind. I just threw this in here because it's something I've been seeing recently. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to leave you guys with some simplified tips here. Some overall, I would say, structural fixes that you can implement today. Build a creative machine. I am talking about data fixing. I am talking about data tracking mostly. But it is important to have an automated creative machine that you have a ton of ads to test with. And now with Google Veo, with all these different tools, you are at free will to create tons of ads and for cheaper than ever. So your flywheel for creative testings should be amazing. You should have a comprehensive testing strategy, all types of content, not just AI, but also tons of UGC mashups, everything you can get. UGC is still working amazing. Some of the best funnels today are UGC funnels. So still churn out content like never before, but only after you've fixed your data problems and you can trust the data that you're looking at every day. Then you can go ahead and focus on these things, or bring in an agency to focus on the creative sides. And this is pretty obvious right now, but stop overcomplicating your ad accounts with hundreds of ad sets. Keep a few campaigns, 3 ad sets under them, 3 creatives under them each, and depending on how fast you're looking to scale, that should be the only setup you need at that 15 to 30,000 range. And if you're going past that and you are, overstuff ad sets into campaigns just because you learned some new strategy and you want to, mess with the algorithm, that's not going to work in today's age. Meta on one side is trying to convince advertisers to spend all in on the AI side, but you have to sort of combat that, let Meta work for you here, and still sort of manually set up a great structure in which Meta can't overspend. That's to be your counter for Meta overspending. And all right, you can head down to conversionwin.com if you want us to go through your ad account and see what we can do to fix your tracking. If you have any questions there, please leave them in the comments or email me, and I'll be happy to see what we can do for you. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you another one. All right. Appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you in another one.